everyone, and welcome to Sunday Night Live with How We Cruise. Thanks for coming in, everybody. Thanks for enjoying. It is a rainy Sunday night here in the Northeast.
Pouring.
It is a little wet, a little wet. Kind of reminds me of our boarding the Oasis from back in June.
Right.
So tonight we talk about 2023 and what's going on in 2024. And thank you all for joining us. It's so good to see so many of you. So some new faces, some friendly faces. Hopefully the new faces are also friendly faces. But yeah, thank you all for coming in. If it's your first time in, I'm Brian. This is Julie. We're How We Cruise, and the kids are in bed, so now we can talk cruising. What do you got tonight, Jewel?
Well, I mean, we always, first of all, with this weather, I'm so glad we got our tree yesterday.
Oh,
we cut down a fresh tree. So, we did that yesterday. Thank goodness we didn't have to do that today.
Do we have that in the community group or just on our page?
No, just on our page. I'll share it. I'll share it after we're done. Or if I have a second while we're in here, I'll do that. But yeah, so we were talking, what are we going to talk about tonight? And I was like, well, hold on a second. Guys, this is our last live for 2023.
Yeah, so you made it. You cut it in under the wire. So this is going to be our holiday episode. It's going to be our New Year's episode. It's going to be our
listen.
Our 2024
we just want
resolutions episode.
We just want to wrap up 2023. Let's stop adding too much on my list now. We just want to wrap up 2023. We looked back. We were thinking about it. We're like, oh my goodness.
It's been
like
year.
6 cruises this year. Because it was 4 and then 2.
4 for us normal ones.
And then we said, well, let's talk about it. We've been on 3 lines, 4 cruises, 3 cruises as a family of 5, 1 additional cruise that was just me and you, and then 2 other cruises that I went on to help volunteer.
And just abandoned us and left us home by ourselves.
So 6 cruises, 3 lines, lots of destinations. We've been to the Bahamas, to Bermuda, Bonaire, Aruba, Carousel. We've been to I said Bahamas and Bermuda, Florida.
This is starting to sound like a Beach Boys song.
Yeah. Anyway, it's been a great year. It's been a really great year. So this year.
Well, I mean, last year we kind of did it month by month, and I think we could do the same thing tonight. But while we're doing that, Julie did post in our community group earlier today, while I was working, a whole bunch of questions. So we're going to go over those. We want to hear your opinion. I mean, this is not our show. It's your show too. Well, I mean, I guess it's our show.
Sorry.
What are you doing?
I was like a fly, like a bug, and I wanted to squish it. Sorry.
All right.
Anyway,
get over here.
So
we're going to go over those. So if you, yes, Kevin, I want to take you. So if you did not get an opportunity, jump over to in another screen, of course, don't log off. But head over to the community group and answer some of the questions.
If you haven't already, because
I want to get some more. I want to get some more input, and then we'll talk about them. But we'll start by saying hello.
Well, I can let people too know what some of those questions are. So guys, head on over there because things that we asked. There's 10 questions in total.
It's like a test. But there's no wrong answers. It's the kind of test I like.
I'm trying to open it up here. But we asked things about like how satisfied were you with cruising in 2023? What helps you pick a cruise? Is it destination? Is it price? Is it onboard amenities? Anyway, so things like that. So go over, chime in. We have a lot of people that have already voted on a lot of questions, and let us know what you think. So, yeah. So you want to start at the beginning?
Well, that's usually a good place to start. Because when you start at the end, it's just weird.
With the song too, you know. Anyway.
Well, do you want to start with January?
Yeah, let's start with January.
So January was a big step for us. January is where we met a lot of these people that are here.
Yeah.
January was the vloggers extravaganza on the Norwegian breakaway at NOLA.
Yeah.
we abandoned our children for 7 days.
No, we went on the Norwegian breakaway, and which is a beautiful ship. It was an awesome ship. I really liked it. I loved Oceans. I loved that pub. I liked the entertainment. I liked the layout. I liked, we loved the pool, so I liked the pool deck. And then the people. I mean, that was just what a crazy, awesome cruise.
Now, 2023.
Guys, the Bloggers Extravaganza was hosted by 4 travel agency and YouTube channels who organized this trip, and they had like 800, 900 people that went, and it was phenomenal. It was just a really, really great time to meet people in the community, a lot of familiar faces that are here.
Who we can now pretty much all call friends. I mean, they're
it truly was like
people.
Family. Yeah, it was like family.
Kevin. So, Sugar says hello, lovebirds. Hello, Sugar. Kevin says January was our first dive into group cruising and met everyone. We are not known for just easing into things, so we went for the biggest one ever. Yes, you did, Kev. Yes, you did. And you know what? We had done more Julie than me growing up. We'd done the group cruise thing mostly with like family and local friends and things like that. But to get on a group cruise with people from all over the country, all having that common thread of sitting in front of a computer and watching vlogs and YouTube and travel tips and all that was just so really, really, really cool. And so
we were just talking the other day, like we were at Paradise Beach in Cozumel, and it was kind of like an icky gray day with some rain and like whatever. This. Yeah, well,
just warmer.
Yes, but and everybody was there, and like it was just a big pool party, and people are dancing in the pool and conga lines, and I mean it was just like nobody had a care in the world. Everybody was just enjoying themselves and just hanging out with themselves. Really cool. So if that wasn't the Bloggers Extravaganza, which was an event in itself,
right?
We have a question about: do you prefer traditional cruises, group cruises, themed cruises, things like that too? If that wasn't, would you have enjoyed that particular cruise on the breakaway as much as we did?
No.
No? I mean,
no, cruising to me is about.
It was definitely special, but I loved the ship and I liked the itinerary. And
cruising to me, I mean, with what we're doing, it's about being with everybody. I love the group cruises. I love the things that we've done. The group cruises we've been on, the group cruises we've hosted. I mean, the ship is important. The itinerary is important, but it's not as important as the people that we're with.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love a really good group cruise, but I also really like cruising in a traditional way that's not with a group. I mean, that might sound crazy because like we're here, whatever, and we do a lot of groups. We love participating in groups, but sometimes you just want to relax. Sometimes you just want to kind of kick back and go at your own pace and speed. But it's always about the people, because even when we cruise that way in like a traditional manner, if it's just me and you, or if it's just us and the kids, like we still always meet phenomenal people, and we end up hanging out with them or doing something or like whatever. So yeah, it's definitely the people no matter what. Yeah. But the ship onboard amenities, this was another question. We'll come back to them in a little bit. But the onboard amenities are important to me too. Not so much if it's just me and you, but definitely when we cruise with the kids. And I need to know that they aren't going to be bored and that they're entertained on some level. So for them, our kids, you have to know your family, know your kids. But our kids at the age that they're at, they love things like, they like the shows, but they love things like water slides. They love pools. They love things like the flow riders or the rock climbing walls or the roller coasters, ropes courses. They like to be really active. They love mini golf. So
they do.
It's important when we cruise as a family that we pick a ship that can support everyone's enjoyment for that cruise. More so than the itinerary even.
So that brings us to Well, we'll talk about that later. But our next cruise is not a group.
No, our next cruise is not a group. Well, do you want to talk about 2023?
Sure.
We're not to the next cruise yet.
Go ahead.
We're talking about 2023. So that was January. After January, we came home. Kids had a great time. We had a great time. Or no, kids had a great time without us. Sorry, they weren't on that cruise with us. We had a great time. Do you remember how exhausted we could? We came home and did a live that night, and we were so exhausted, guys. If you could see, like, we were literally exhausted. Like, that was not a relaxing trip in any way, shape, or form.
Well, it wasn't a different
in a good way. In a good way. So the next cruise that we went on though was for all 5 of us with the kids, and that was in May. And that was on the Carnival Celebration.
Now, we did ask the kids earlier at dinner. So we did ask them, we said, what was your favorite cruise moment? And we'll share all this with you. We asked what was their least favorite cruise moment. And I know what Katie's was, but I didn't want to ask her at dinner. And we asked them of the ships that they were on this year to rank them.
Yeah.
So we had the luxury this year being on NCL, Carnival, and Royal Caribbean, and I have an opinion.
Okay. Well, can we talk about the Celebration?
Yes.
So
I'm giving.
What
teasers.
did you love about that trip?
I'm giving teasers to keep people here.
I see.
You got to stick around now.
What did you love about that trip?
A lot.
Yeah, I did too. I love the ship. The ship is beautiful.
The ship was secondary to me. That was our first time doing one of those family harbor suites.
Oh, yeah.
And as a family of 5 with little kids, highly recommend the family harbor suite. Now,
it was awesome.
Now, I will say that the family harbor suite on Vista class ships is going to have to be ranked a little bit higher than the XL class ships, because the XL class ships on the family harbors do not have balconies, cove balconies. They have portholes.
Yeah, the Vista
which
class
very much upset me.
They are in cove balconies, and we really like a balcony, and the kids do too. Like, we really take advantage of having a balcony. So yeah, that was a little bit of a bummer, but love the family harbor suite. We had Lee as our cruise director, and he was just awesome. We got to spend some time with him. We got to talk with him. Yeah, I just really, really great guy. And so was the rest of the fun squad.
And I'll tell you, that fun squad.
That was a great fun squad.
I mean,
you guys are all awesome. Everybody is, but that was a really A team.
You got to look at that too. And as an employer, I start to look at some of this stuff. They definitely set up a good crew. Mike's a cruise director now. Charlie's a cruise director now. I'm sure that, I'm sure Gabby's well on her way. Like, just awesome people.
I liked too, like, there was seemed to be like little special somethings around every corner on that ship. Like, I don't know. I can't even describe it. I can't put my finger on it. But I mean, the other thing I loved about that cruise was the itinerary. It was ABC Islands. So you have Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. I would do those islands again in a heartbeat.
If you have not sailed the Southern Caribbean, it is definitely something to put on your list. I mean, we've been to Aruba before, for a long time ago, in a different type of trip. But that was our first time in both Bonaire and Curacao, and they're 2 of my favorite ports now.
I can't wait to go back to Curacao.
The snorkeling in Bonaire, the beach club in Curacao. I mean, that's some of our highlights.
That was one of that actually was my favorite destination. I would say excursion or place that we visited in 2023 was Curacao, and it was Kokomo Beach. I just absolutely loved Kokomo Beach.
Oh, Will said Gabby's with Kindle on the Jubilee. Yes, she is. She is a Texas girl, and she is very happy to be on that Jubilee. Follow her Facebook. You see a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah.
While we're talking about Celebration, we'll throw Kevin's comment up here. The shows on Celebration were great. We loved the how the ship spread the crowds out because it had so much to offer. So, we've said that a lot about, so prior to us going on Celebration, we had been on Oasis class ships. And I tell you, these cruise lines are really getting it to spread people out. So you can have a lot of people on a ship and just really spread them out so it doesn't feel crowded.
Like you have that many people on a ship ever.
But talking about entertainment, I mean, that circus show,
the greatest circus,
the greatest, oh man,
what a good show! Circus.
That was show.
Phenomenal. And I think that it's even better if you can sit like down front on the floor. Now, obviously, seating is limited, and you got it. We were there super early to get the seats because Katie wanted to sit there so badly. Mm-hmm. Like the kids wanted to wait in line because they're like, "Mom, like we really want to sit down front." So we did. We got there early. We sat down, waited, and we had a table right there. And like they were literally aerial artists and acrobats just all around us. When I say that they were so specific, they're like, they were checking, like if you nudged your chair an inch to the left, they came over and re-nudged your chair back. And they're like, I'm sorry, please don't move your chair, because they had it mapped out to the inch, like where these aerial artists are swinging and flying, and they didn't want anybody to get hurt. If you had to use the restroom or get up for any reason, you literally had to wave over to the attendants on the side, get their attention, and they would tell you when you could get up, because you're literally in the action, which is so cool.
Which is something very important to note when cruising with kids. Kids with small bladders.
Yes, that's
or
true.
kids that have had 17
Our kids
sodas
did have to get up and use the restroom,
package.
and they were so well. Like they did it so well. They understood the rules and they knew what to do. So they did. They waited. They got the attention. They kind of waved over, and then when it was time, they waved them. They said, "Okay, come on," and they went. What I noticed is that Royal has a new show. It's the name of it's escaping me right now, but it's something about like air and art and like whatever. And I feel like they tried to do the same thing. It didn't execute. I just watched it on the Anthem, or no, I'm sorry, not on the Anthem, on the Liberty when I was on it. And I feel like it was trying to do something like that, like bring the show out into the audience, and I think it missed the mark.
Well, I mean, that cruise also had a couple other great things. That was the first time we took the kids on a snorkel excursion on one of those catamarans, and they absolutely loved that in Bonaire. But how could you not love snorkeling in Bonaire?
And the catamaran was fantastic. We did the excursion outside of the ship, so we did not. You could have booked a very, very similar through the same company excursion through the ship, or we went outside of the ship, and I think you just get more. You get a bigger bang for your buck, and you get to see a little more, do a little bit more. The food was great. They gave us this huge. They grilled on the catamaran. They gave us a big plate of food.
I would definitely.
We got to see amazing reefs, some awesome snorkeling. The kids were
epic tours Bonaire.
And then they like slept on the front of the catamaran like the whole way back.
So highly would recommend Epic Tours Bonaire. They were great. But that ship had a lot of other really cool firsts for us. We got our first ship on a stick.
That's right.
That was our first ship on a stick. Yep, right there. And then I was the big winner.
You were.
I got to play Deal or No Deal, and
guys. So anytime Deal or No Deal has been on TV at home, Brian's always like, oh, I can't believe they're not just saying, I take the deal, take the deal, take the deal. Mm-hmm. So we're at Deal or No Deal, and guess who gets called up on stage? This guy. So he goes up there, and I'm like, take the deal. And he's like looking at me. I'm like, take the deal. Take the deal. Now it only goes up to like $1,000, right? But like you can get $1,000. It's real money. They put it right on your onboard account. And I'm like, take the deal. He's, I don't know, you're like $150 or $175 or something. Take the deal. He won.
I did. But you know what I won? More than that $5.
Excuse me.
I won the respect. I won the respect of all those people that were sitting there watching. And I was letting them pick cases for me.
You were a lot of fun.
Everybody was involved.
You really did.
The whole ship was involved in it. It was so much fun.
He involved the whole audience because everybody was yelling and cheering for you, like which one to pull out and whatever.
It was awesome.
Which case to pick and everything. So it was fun. So that was the celebration. That was May.
So we stayed on the big girls. Yeah. We went right from the celebration.
2 weeks after the celebration. We had our How We Cruise with Friends 2.0 group cruise on Oasis of the Seas. So we get home and we just repacked. We washed everything and repacked.
You know what was cool about that? That was the first time Julie has ever unpacked from a cruise in less than a month after getting off a cruise. And the only reason she did was because she needed her suitcase to repack for the next one.
Anyway, that was a great cruise. Lots of fun, lots of great family and friends. We love Oasis of the Seas. We've been on her.
Not to go back, but I love these comments.
You start clicking on them. You're not clicking on anything tonight.
I know. Memory for a lifetime. Sugar says
Brian worked all day today.
Sugar says next time
listen
to your wife. She's always right.
I loved you.
And Shayna says $5 for 10 minutes would be $60 an hour. Not bad. How long was I up there? 10 minutes?
Oh, definitely at least 10 minutes. Yeah, maybe even 15. Yeah. I guess. Okay. All right, Shayna. All right.
It was fun.
Yeah. So then we went on. So then we got to Oasis, and we love Oasis of the Seas. Like you were talking about the big ships, how they lay things out and spread things out.
It's my second home.
We joke, and you hear us say it in the vlogs when we do it and stuff. But we walk on to an Oasis class ship or Oasis of the Seas, and as you walk into that atrium, we both say it every time. It's just like, okay, I'm home. Like, and you literally feel like, okay, you're back. We're back. Yeah, but I hope you feel the same way about Symphony, which we don't have booked yet. Sorry, Tony Diaz, because he's on there.
Well,
who else?
Tony and Chris.
And Chris. Well, Chris Graham was gonna be, but Tony's the one who keeps saying for every time we talk about Symphony, he's on that awesome itinerary one, I think. Yeah, Chris Cram you guys are going to be on Symphony this year.
Not sure if Mike and Maria booked that one too. They were talking about that.
Yeah.
So Symphony's going to be coming up to our home port of Bayonne, and we really want to make sure we can get on it at some point while she's here visiting us. I mean, it's only respectful. She's coming all the way here. I mean, it would be rude to.
But we digress because we're talking about 2024. So we talked about the breakaway. We talked about the celebration. Now we're in July and we're on, or June. Well, June into July, and we're on Oasis of the Seas. And that's our group cruise. And we had a great time. We've done that itinerary a lot. Florida, Nassau, and Coco Cay. We love Coco Cay. What an amazing private island. I love the ABC Islands for the celebration. But one of the things that I did miss was being on a private island. Like I just like that aspect. I think everybody likes visiting. Cannot wait for Celebration Key coming up in 2025.
Very exciting.
Carnival's new private island that's going to offer some of the same type of amenities that Coco Cay does. So that's going to be awesome. But I mean, what else can we say about the Oasis, the July or July cruise?
So that was at the end of June, and Matt says book the June 14th sailing. So June is a time that we like to sail. It's right when our kids get out. That's when our kids get out of school, and that's why we booked the 2.0 when we did.
We always look right around that time.
We know it's not necessarily the cheapest week. We know it's not a kids sale free week. We know it's not any of these things. But what we've found is that, when the kids are not in school and they're not involved in their activities, it can be a really relaxing time, really fun time to go. And that ship,
we love doing it right as school gets out too, because it's like the kids are just they finished everything and we haven't jumped into summer yet. It's just a nice time. I think it beats like maybe the heat or the dead set of the summer. Like it's just the start to summer, kind of kicks it off with a bang.
But I asked the kids, I said, what was your favorite part of that? And Katie, of course, said ice cream. Brian, of course, said mini golf. And Kevin just loved all of it. He just said, I love everything. So, I mean, that ship to us, the itinerary is so, but we got to do a nice excursion in the Bahamas where we went out on a private charter and got to do some snorkeling.
That's what I was going to say was the very favorite part of that trip for me. Excuse me. In Nassau, we got a private charter with a bunch from our group. There was 14 of us, 15 of us, 14, 13, 14, 15 of us. We got a charter and we went out towards Rose Island. We did some snorkeling. We got on the beach, a private part of the beach that was absolutely nothing. It was just kind of a deserted part, but we got to swim out to the beach. Kids were playing football in the water. That we have that on vlog. We do have a vlog of that one, but like, just, it was so nice.
Yeah.
It was just us. It was private.
Definitely.
We had some drinks on the boat.
Big fan of First Strike Charters. They were fantastic with us.
They were
If you're in the Bahamas, definitely somebody worth looking up. Scotty's a great guy to go through to hook that up.
Yeah.
You know, did a great job with us.
Would do it again in a heartbeat. Cannot wait to do it again.
Absolutely.
We really enjoyed that.
They were fantastic, and I mean that was also where I set that Guinness World Record. So Julie's dad's drone took a dive into the ocean, and I had to dive. It
hit the what do you call that cable that it was going
the
up?
outriggers.
Hit the outrigger on the boat, and it went.
I mean, that free dive. It might have been 200-300 feet, probably at least.
We all went.
It was world. I think it was a world record.
200-300.
Yeah,
300
at least,
feet,
if not 4. It might have been 400.
All I'm thinking is he's got the GoPro in one hand, and he dives down, and I'm going like, there's no way to like get your attention to be like, because you were focused on that, to be like, give me the. I wanted to record you doing that because it's ingrained in my mind. Like, you really did dive pretty deep.
Oh,
and
solid 500,
you were not feeling good. I actually edited it out of the video, I think, because it made it look fun. Maybe I didn't, but I thought I edited it out.
I almost died. I did. It's 1,000 feet.
Because you looked so sick, and I was like, I couldn't put you.
I was in a hyperbaric chamber for a week. It was bad.
It was deep. It was deep, but it wasn't. But you did. You dove down for it, and you got it. We were pretty impressed. That was a fantastic cruise. We were with awesome people.
Yes.
And
again, we talk about a group cruise, and we talk about it's the people who you go with that make the cruise. So
different, and a very different group on that group cruise from our next cruise after Oasis was in, well, us as How We Cruise. Our next cruise was in November.
Well, I'll sit back and let you talk about the 2 times you left me home.
Okay. So, well, I was just going to lead into our next
with the kids.
Our next cruise was on Anthem of the Seas in November. That was a group cruise. So June, July. I keep saying July because we ended in July. But June, July, and November were both group cruises. 2 pretty different groups. Mm-hmm. The only crossover on the groups was my parents, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I tell you. So I mean, not to go too much into this, but in the fall, you know, we love cruising. We love the group cruises. We love going with our family. We love going with the kids. But the one thing is, Julie does get to do some volunteer opportunity, and you know, it's a great thing that she does. And so for 2 weeks in the fall, she got to volunteer with some special needs kids and help them out in Bermuda.
Yeah, it was 2 separate weeks.
Right.
In September, I was on Oasis again, one of my very favorite ships. And out of Bayonne, and yes, I got to volunteer on that ship, meet some awesome people, get back to Nassau, do some shopping in the new port, and just be with some really, really awesome other volunteers and awesome families that I love very much. And many of them jump in our chat from now and then. So we get to say hello.
Skip one before we talk about the November group cruise, which was epic, by the way. We did skip one major thing.
What? Oh, yeah. We did that in September? June. Oh, you're right. It was June. It was right before our group cruise. You're right. We went to the naming ceremony of the Venezia.
The Venezia. You have to say it like this.
Carnival Venezia.
When you say Venezia, and I think when you do the Firenze, you have to do the same thing. The Firenze.
Yeah. So, it was a one-night thing. It wasn't overnight. It was just a dinner. And we got to go. We went to New York. And it was really, really cool. We got to just see the ship. We got to have a wonderful dinner. Everything was open, so you could see everything. What a beautiful, beautiful ship. Cannot wait to sail on her. We have people booked on her already. A bunch of people booked on her at different times already, actually. And I'm a little jealous.
Yeah. We will still limit you while
for
she's
sure.
in New York,
Especially when she's out of New York, because it's so easy for us to get there.
Yes, and but that was just a fun night because we were with a lot of good friends, a lot of other travel agents, and a lot of other YouTube channels that we've become friendly with over doing this whole process.
Yeah.
We got to meet a lot of people from Carnival who are really, super supportive of all the stuff that we're doing here with the channel and the travel agency. So accolades to Carnival for that, and we look forward to doing more business and more work with them. Like, I think we might even have a group cruise coming up on Carnival.
We might. Guys, I spoke too soon last week when I said you didn't have the ticker ready.
If you haven't booked it yet, you need to reach out to either us or Sharon at Sea Travel to book the July 12th, 2025 Friends and Family Group Cruise on the Carnival Sunrise. It's a quick little one, so you have plenty of time. And right now, you can. There's reduced deposit rates. There's all sorts of good stuff that you can use to get on that ship.
So that is.
But we're going to Miami.'re going to go to Nassau, and we're going to go to Half Moon Cay, and we're going to go to Grand Turk. So all places that are super family friendly, super just friendly to a group cruise, not super expensive places, and it's a quick little getaway that you can do. You can come hang out with us. You can come hang out with Jamie and Sharon. It's going to be a good time.
Many of you, I know,
for copyright reasons, I can't say anything else, but that's
a lot of people in the chat and a lot of people who are watching know and love Sharon and Jamie from Sharon at Sea Travels. If for whatever reason you do not, they are absolutely awesome, and you would absolutely.
Well, I will read the comment then to avoid copyright. It's going to be off the chisel. I get to say it now because now it's not copyrighted because I was reading.
Okay. All righty.
So that's awesome.
That the Venezia was awesome. It was really cool to be able to be at the naming ceremony. And like the naming ceremony, we'll talk about what's coming up in 2024, something else that we're super excited for. But let's talk about our group cruise in November. We had Anthem of the Seas. Awesome people. Was a lot of cruise community, and that was Jersey Week. So for those of you who don't know, Jersey Week is a week that
it's like something very special.
It's like fall break for the kids in New Jersey. The Anthem left out of Bayonne, New Jersey. There were how many kids? Like
1,700
kids on that ship. That's anyone under the age of 17 or under.
There were 4,700 people on that ship, or 4,900 people on that. No, 4,786.
There was a lot of kids.
And it was 1,700 kids.
Yeah.
So a third of that ship was under the age of 18.
I'm going to tell you, as much as I love that, I love the people that we were with. I love their group. I'm going to tell you what I didn't like about that ship and what I didn't like about that cruise, especially it being Jersey Week.
Mm-hmm.
For it being Jersey Week with all of these kids, 1,700 kids, that ship was not super kid friendly.
Not for our kids. For teenagers, I disagree with you.
Okay. All right. But even still, like, I think, the entertainment was a little lackluster or kid friendly, and it wasn't bad. It was wonderful, but like our kids didn't enjoy it, which is okay because I'm sure there were others that did. There was no mini golf. Our kids love mini golf. There was no water slides. Our kids love water slides.
It's just a different class of ship.
It's not really I know. It is
different. For us.
Beautiful ship. I love the ship. And I would love to go back with just me and you. But I don't think I want to take the kids back at any time with a group or without a group on Anthem of the Seas. Or, I wonder, and I'd like to experience a Quantum Plus ship.
Ultra Quantum?
Yeah, or is it Ultra Quantum? Sorry. Because I feel like I wonder if there's anything different.
So since we're talking November, and it was successful. We had a lot of people with us. And if you're in the chat and you were with us on Anthem of the Seas, give us a hashtag Anthem. Let us know you were there with us because it was Chris, it's not an Oasis class. That's true. But that week worked out really great for us. It worked out really great for a lot of people. And Kevin says, so is anyone up for a side to side after the Freedom of the Seas in November, discussing in my head about taking an Uber from Port Everglades to Port of Miami and grabbing the Horizon for a Southern? Well, in case you don't know what Kevin's talking about, we've got the How We Cruise Freedom Group cruise coming up this November, November the 3rd, 2024, at
Because
Fort
guys,
Lauderdale.
it is Jersey week, and that's a week that we love to get away. So,
and what we learned about Jersey week is if you're going to go on a cruise Jersey week, it might be best to get out of Jersey first and then go on the cruise.
So we're leaving out of Florida. We're leaving out of Florida.
So we're going to go out of Florida. We're not going to have any more fisticuffs on board or anything.
Anyway,
but that's a story for another time.
So, Kev, you bring up some interesting thoughts.
I know there are several that are considering some side by sides with that Freedom Cruise. So that could be definitely an option for you there, Kev. And anybody's up for joining him there. I think it sounds like Kev's offering to drive from Port Everglades to Miami. So
well, that's awesome.
The last time we were in a car
on a cruise before us and then come over. So
didn't we get a flat tire the last time we were in a car with Kev? Oh no, that was on the way to there.
Flat tire?
Oh no, the car broke down in Cozumel.
I'm trying to remember.
Who was in the car with us? Wasn't it?
Oh Kev, no, that was on the way back. Kev was on there. You guys were in the car in the van on the way to Paradise Beach.
Oh, yeah, that was.
But on the way home, I don't remember. It was somebody that we met there. Somebody else. I don't remember. Anyway,
I don't know.
Our car broke down. Our taxi broke down on the way back to the ship.
In the
There's nothing more panicky about going, oh crap. And it was pouring rain. And we're like, we're supposed to be getting back to the ship. Now, fortunately, we had enough time and the car did end up restarting. We're like, phew, thank God.
Always leave early.
I was like ready to get out and like hitchhike in Mexico to get back to the port. It wouldn't have been my finest moment. Anyway, anything else outstanding or like that stands out about that November?
No, I just tell you, you know what? This year was an epic year for How We Cruise. Yeah. Lots of new friends, which is the most, I think, my favorite. We love
each and every one of you, and that's what 2023 gave us. 2023 actually, like, literally gave us everyone in this chat.
Shane says, sorry I'm late. What did I miss? Shane, you missed the entire recap of 2023 and 2 group cruises that you have to call us to book. So just send us your email with your credit card number and we'll take care of everything.
Oh, Wendy, I'm so glad that you got it.
Oh, good. Awesome.
But so let's talk about now. So we talked about, those are the cruises that we did. And like we said, we were on the Breakaway, which is Norwegian. We were on the Celebration, which is Carnival. And we were on Oasis and Anthem, which is Royal. All
right, so Juicy Tea, here you go.
What do you think about the wins?
All right, who won?
Who won what?
Norwegian, Carnival.
No, nobody wins. Nobody wins. What do you say all the time?
Hashtag non-denominational cruiser. It's copyrighted, and we're putting it on a T-shirt.
Yes. No. So non-denominational cruisers. We enjoy all the ones. I really do. I appreciate something from every line. And there's something lackluster about every line.
So the kids
that we've said.
So the kids were
not. So let's talk about those 3 because those were our 2023.
So lines. The kids were not on Norwegian with us, but they were on.
What do you love about Norwegian?
The food.
The food? Okay, yeah, I like the food.
The food and Sid Norman's. Oh,
I love Sid Norman's. Yeah, and the entertainment. The entertainment in general is great. You're right. The food is great. I like their booking plans. I love their setup. Like, I love their free at sea. I love being able to incorporate a specialty dining and all of my drinks and some Wi-Fi or my Wi-Fi. And I love being able to bundle everything up and know that that's all taken care of. So, I love planning a Norwegian and just, I feel like everything is tied up in a pretty little bow.
It's almost all inclusive.
Yeah.
Except for water.
And they have upcharges, which is fine because you don't have to take advantage of them. Stop. Watergate 2023. No, but like I really love Norwegian. Mm-hmm. It's a lot. It was a lot of fun.
No, I definitely.
Anything you didn't like about Norwegian? Because I'll say this: there was a lot of grumbling and mumbling after that cruise with just little things that bothered some people.
It wasn't what. That was more what Norwegian. I think the complaint on Norwegian is more what Norwegian did to their staff than to anything else. And just
that particular cruise was extremely understaffed, and we saw the staff that was there working their tails off, and with a smile on their face.
Yeah,
they were really exceptional employees. an exceptional crew that you was noticeably working understaffed. So that I wish that they would have had more help, but at the same time, I think it's also really awesome how much they were able to pull
Sugar
off.
says no cruise is perfect, but I'll say this: bad day on a cruise is better than a good day at work.
True.
So I'll go with that. But the downside, I really wanted to go to Harvest Key, but you know what? That's just something you got to accept.
I just see Richard said, "What about the other two?" So should I go back there real quick?
Oh, we kind of
we started talking about them . So the other two cruises I took were Oasis in September, and then I was on the Liberty of the Seas in October, and that was Bermuda, which is the first time that I've ever been to Bermuda, which is absolutely beautiful. But we did have some hiccups with the weather and such, so we were supposed to be there for 2 days. We were only there for about 8 hours, but I did get to go over to Horseshoe.
The cruise to
Beach.
Staten Island.
Yeah, we called it the cruise to Staten Island because we literally anchored outside or right under like the Verrazano for like overnight. It was crazy. We didn't even get out into international waters. But I love the opportunity and the chance to be able to go on these cruises and work with families and work with, for anyone who doesn't know, it's Autism on the Seas, and it's for anyone with special needs. It's not limited to autism, and it's not limited to age. So kids and whatever. So they have their own website. They have their own Facebook page. So if you're interested in them at all, please, I encourage you to check them out. It's a fantastic organization, and I'm blessed to be able to work with them and get to meet some amazing families, some awesome people. And the other like little side thing that I love about it is I get like kind of interact with even the crew sometimes a little bit more, because we do activities and such.
You become quasi crew.
Well, I'm not. We're not. We're not. But we're not crew. No. We're just volunteers with an organization that go, and we are passengers on the ship just like anybody else. But we do get to interact a little bit more intimately with the crew when we do events with our group. And essentially that's what it is. It's a group cruise. So anyway, those were really awesome. I love the Liberty of the Seas. It was my second time on her, and she is a sister ship of Freedom, and I cannot wait to get on Freedom. And it's just an awesome layout of a ship. I really do like that promenade, and I like that deck. So
yeah. Tony says a bad day on a cruise for me is better than a day at home changing grandkids' diapers. But you know what? So let's wrap up 2023. Yeah. I mean, you had a bunch of questions, but we did ask the kids.
Well, we were talking about what we liked about NCL. Anything you didn't like about NCL? We talked about that a little bit, but they were a little bit understaffed. How about Carnival? What did you love about that cruise in particular? Carnival, the Celebration, ABC Islands,
that cruise. I mean,
line specific.
We were on a new ship, which is always a cool thing. We had a fantastic cruise director. Yeah. And we went to some places that I'd never been before. So that all coupled in together, that fun squad, that staff, I mean, Carnival really brought their A game with them. And, I think that's...
And the Jubilee looks so cool because, the Celebration is a sister ship to the Mardi Gras, which is also a sister ship to the Jubilee, which is coming out. Its first sailing is December 23rd. Of this month. So Z, are you still in here? I think you're going to be on that one. It looks really, really beautiful. And I love how these ships, and we can cross over to the other lines too. I love how these ships have the same layout, but yet different decor or different, or like slightly different vibe, or different restaurants, or different, so they're the same ship, but they're different. And you feel like you're familiar, but you still get to experience something a little bit different. So I look forward to the Jubilee as well. But yeah, I absolutely loved the itinerary to that. I love the fun squad. I loved the ship. I loved the entertainment. Anything you didn't like?
On the Celebration?
Or Carnival specific? Because since we're talking about lines.
Not that I would attribute to a line. We did have a little bit of a credit charging issue. But
we did have that,
and it took until we got home to resolve it. And the only thing I can advise is make sure you
We
check
had
your
some
bill.
unauthorized
Some unauthorized
transactions
charges. Yeah,
and charges on our account.
I'm
that we
sad
made.
that I'm sad, very very sad to say, was likely attributed to
Yeah.
an intentional crew error.
Yeah.
Which is
well,
sad. But
it just goes to show, though, guys, definitely check your bills. Definitely check your what do you call it? Invoice or statement.
Yeah.
Look at it on the TV. Look at it on your phone. Go to the customer service, guest services. Just make sure you're double checking those things
stuff.
Because the one that we saw was glaring. It was hard to miss, but if it wasn't as glaring as it was, if it wasn't such a large charge, it'd be easy to miss.
Yeah, absolutely.
It would be really easy to miss.
Absolutely.
So anyway, check those bills.
That's right, Mary Ellen, on your phone and daily check.
Yeah.
And we know you're checking.
Yeah.
But so let's finish up 2023 because I do want to talk.
We didn't talk about Whirl.
Well, that's what I mean. Finish it up.
I know you get so nervous, but it's okay. We're good. So what about Royal? What do you love about Royal? We've been called before, the Royal people, which I don't think. I mean, we do love Royal. We sail Royal more than anything, probably because they leave out of Bayonne, New Jersey, and that's the easiest for us, and then Celebrity does too, but that's not quite as
I'll tell you what
family friendly.
I'm gonna be very clear. Okay. Royal works for us right now.
Yeah.
The stuff that our kids love, water slides and mini golf and ping pong, is very, very accessible on those Oasis class ships.
And kids sell free deals. We do a lot of kids sell free deals.
That's exactly what I was going to say. And our kids are currently under the age of 13. So the sale at a time when the kids sale free deal is available.
It makes sense.
It allows us the opportunity
and we don't
to
have to
take
fly.
our kids on more cruises, and we leave right out of New Jersey. So
and we can get dropped off, or we can park there and pay for parking, or we can get dropped off and not even pay for parking.
As Brian gets older, as the kids get older, is my opinion going to change?
It may.
Yeah.
It may.
And hopefully you all stay with us to follow that story and see where we go.
So we do love Royal for that. I love the kids sale free deals, and I love all that the ships have to offer for them that are not upcharges. So that's something that I love about them. Rock climbing, flow rider, zip lining, ice skating, all those things are complimentary. They're included, and there are some other things that are upcharges, like the iFly or escape rooms, things of that sort. But they're minimal. I think that you see some more of the upcharges on things like NCL, like the go-karts can get super expensive. Other things like darts and even I'm going to the Prima and the Vista, but yeah, so that's what I love. Anything you don't love about Royal?
I feel like the food is slipping.
Yeah, I don't disagree. But that's because we don't do a lot of specialty dining. No. And I don't know if that's the case in specialty dining. I think that they do. My personal opinion is I think that they do it on purpose. They want to push specialty dining. So if the food is just, your typical average, whatever in the MDR or even the Windjammer, people are going to be more inclined to want to partake in specialty dining. But that's my theory.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of is what it is. But you know what? I think that's going to be a trend you're going to start to see across all the lines, is that they're going to push their specialty dining. They're going to start to push their upcharges. We saw it on the Prima class where they were upcharging go-karts and darts and mini golf. We saw it on Celebration with the roller coaster, with the Bolt, and with
let's talk about the elephant in the room with Icon. That's coming up. I mean, they're charging an arm and a leg for some of this extra stuff, and that is what I say that I like about Royal, especially with the Oasis class ships, is the complimentary activities. Now it seems like Icon is taking advantage of charging as much as they absolutely possibly can.
Yeah, it's Nancy is short. Yep, she says I totally agree. They want
Hey,
you to pay
Nancy.
for the specialty dining. It's sad. You know,
Yeah.
Gone are the days of, I mean, the food, listen, the food in the main dining room, I don't care what line you're on, is still good. I mean, perhaps Jamie and Sharon would argue about the burgers on Holland America, but even then, did you cook it? So no. So I'd still eat it. But then, even the Guy's Burgers, Sorrento's Pizza, Ocean's on NCL. I mean, listen, if you get off a cruise ship and you're hungry, it's your own damn fault. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely gained some weight this year.
Yeah, well, we all have a little bit. But we've been staying as active as we can on these ships as well, too, and off the ships. So we talked about all the cruises that we did in 2023. We talked about the 3 specific lines that we were on and what we liked, what we didn't like. So that's 2023. What are we looking forward to in 2024?
Well, I was going to finish it off with the kids said.
Go ahead.
For 2023. So I asked the kids. I said, "Tell us your favorite thing, and your least favorite thing."
Yeah.
And so, Katie's favorite thing on all the cruises was ice cream.
Okay.
And her least favorite thing was losing Bunny.
Oh.
So if anybody's in the port of Miami and you happen to come across Bunny, please let us know.
We still have
it's
hope.
There somewhere.
We still have hope.
But it's there somewhere. Brian's favorite was Bolt.
Yep.
Which I thought he was going to say Flow Rider because Brian got a lot of Flow Rider time this year. But he said Bolt.
Yeah. He actually got I rode Bolt with both Kevin and Brian because he needed somebody over. I think you needed to be over 13 to ride by yourself. So they let me ride with both of them. So I actually had to go back to back. But Brian actually also got to go back to back. He got a little bit of a free extra ride because they had trouble with the car in front of us, so they had to stop it and whatever. So he got some extra bowl time.
So Wendy said, "Oh, what is Bunny?" So Bunny is Katie's little blankie with a little
her lovey, her little bunny. It was like her little blankie.
We were boarding Celebration, and we don't know if it got left behind in the Holiday Inn or if it got left behind in the port. But we got on that ship, and she said, "I need my bunny," and we're like, "Katie, it's in your backpack."
Bunny, she's had Bunny since she was very, 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 very small, and Bunny went everywhere with us. Guys, if you have a lovey, if you have a bunny, if you have
an air tag in it,
put in an air tag. Lesson learned. But yes, it's been almost a year, and she still talks and misses about her.
Yes.
So. Anyway, so that's Katie's. Bry's was Bolt. And what was his least favorite?
I don't think Bry had a least favorite. Bry just seems to love it all.
Yes. He's come out of his shell a lot in 2023. He's growing a lot. He's like right in that age, like where he's like really coming into himself.
He liked the fact that he got to try the teen club on Anthem. So that was a plus for him.
Yes.
And we asked Kevin what his favorite was, and his favorite was actually the Seaplex on Anthem.
Yes, that's right. That's what he said.
So we got a good spread. Mm-hmm. And I asked him, I said, you got to rank them.
Did Kevin have a least favorite?
Kevin's a middle child. I may have not asked him.
All right, so we ranked. What do we rank?
I have to stay. I mean, Celebration gives it a really good run, but I have to stick with my Oasis. I have to.
That's your favorite. But what did the kids rank?
Oh, what did the kids rank? They all said Oasis.
Did they?
They all said Oasis.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's also probably what they're most familiar with.
They've been on it twice.
For 2023, for our experiences in 2023, our cruises in 2023, and everything that we did. Oh man, see, I most definitely have to put it up there in between either the Breakaway, because of the experience that it was, not because of the line, the ship, or the excursions or anything like that.
That was the best group cruise ever.
Like just the people and everything we got to experience on the Bloggers Extravaganza. So that was just a really awesome experience that just it can't be duplicated, won't be duplicated, and was a wonderful thing to be able to be a part of.
But it gave us all of you.
But I also have to say the celebration because I loved being on that new ship. I loved the family harbor suite. I absolutely loved the itinerary. I loved Kokomo Beach. I loved the catamaran bonfire. Like that was a fantastic ship, a fantastic family vacation that we just really, really enjoyed. So I don't know. Yeah, those two.
But perhaps the biggest thing for us, collectively in all of 2023 was we took a big step with our travel agency.
Yeah.
We did do a host switcheroo, and it has afforded us so many opportunities to bring better deals, better groups, better everything. I think we've become better as travel agents in 2023. So
that's growing and learning, and
it's just been an awesome thing.
And we've said before, the reason that we kind of ventured into this is because we do enjoy so much helping, especially families with multiples, because it is so hard to book families of anything more than 4. So 5, 6, or groups, and that's such and configuring things. So we've really grown and enjoyed doing that.
All right. So what's
big for us?
So what's going on in 2024? What are you looking forward to?
All right.
Because we're
I know. We're at your hour, and you can't.
I know. I respect people's time.
Absolutely, I do too. So, but we're having a good time. We're
people need to go to work tomorrow.
I know. So, 2024, our first thing that we have coming up is Icon. We'll be on that ship for her inaugural sailing, revenue sailing.
Yes.
Inaugural revenue sailing. So it's the first sailing that passengers can purchase and be a part of. But it is sailing before that on some So anyway, that's gonna be really fun. We're gonna be on that ship for Katie's birthday, and I just keep trying to get as much information as I can to see. I'm curious. Can I ask people on the chat what they think about our day one, our boarding day?
Well, yes, you can, and I would like you to. But first, I want to highlight this. Shanna says, "We're so glad to have found you as local travel agents, and even more grateful to call you friends." And we feel the same way about all of you. We are so glad we get to call all of you friends. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Wendy, will you be on Icon the same time as
us? Wendy has also sold a kidney and will be joining us on Icon.
Are you going to be on January 27th? Because that is going to be awesome. So let me ask you guys in the chat. Hopefully, I'm not taking up too much time here. So we board the first day, and there was it was a Cyber Week sale, on Royal, where some of the specialty dining had some really good prices. And I think that I want to go to specialty dining lunch boarding day. There's people are going to be exploring the ship. They're going to be getting on. Everybody's going to be running all over the place. Everybody's going to be saying hello to everybody that they might know or see. But to be able to say, you know what, I know where I'm going to go, when I'm going to go. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to be served, and then I can go out and back to exploring.
Oh, Wendy's on March 9th.
Oh, I'll miss you, but that's okay.
That's Sharon. Is that Sharon?
Yeah. So I think that it would be really great for us, especially because the kids are going to be with us. So family of 5 to just be able to go to lunch and then jump right back into experiencing Icon. Brian, you don't share the same thoughts.
No, there is so much new stuff on that ship that I want to see. I do not have time to eat.
He's like, I don't want to eat at all.
I don't have time to eat.
I know that with 3 kids, they're going to be hangry. And
Which
he's like, we'll just grab something anywhere. But I think that people are going to be flocking everywhere and trying to see everything and do everything. I think that I don't know. I think it's going to be easier.
Which is why you eat before you get on the ship and you have your coffee and your breakfast. Which is why you pick a hotel that has an included breakfast. So the kids eat before they get on the ship. So you can get right into having fun and you don't have to waste time.
I don't like eating before I get on the ship. I feel like I'm getting onto the ship and all the food is going to be included. Why am I going to pay for it before I get on the ship?
Shayna says, I think Julie and the kids should go to lunch and Brian should be free to go vlog on his own. Yes.
I don't know about that. Well, maybe.
Because one of the things that we do when we go on a ship is we do a boarding day live. We're always live at some point on boarding day. And
you don't think sitting in like a dining place where we can kind of have our own table would be a great time to be able to vlog and go live?
Nobody
because
wants to see your meal in Giovanni's. No. Everybody wants to see the ship. What do you guys want to see? You want to see Icon, or do you want to see Julie's Italian dinner?
No, I'm not going to plan. I don't plan on showing them my meal. I plan on talking to them about our experience and getting on the ship and whatever. I don't know, guys. I still think it's a good idea.
Well, that's it. So let us know before we wind up. We have a couple other things we just want to say real fast, but let us know what your plans are in 2024. And if you don't say our Freedom of the Seas group cruise, I'll just drop our email address up there real quick, so that way, because it must be because you didn't know how to get a hold of us. So email us and join that group cruise.
We're going over time, but I just really quickly wanted to touch on these polls because we kind of skipped over in the beginning because you were trying whatever. Anyway, so they're out of order now, but that's okay because they're sorted by newest activity. Satisfaction with you hate this question, but how satisfied were people with the COVID procedures in 2023 and what's that?
What's that?
Yeah, whatever. So 90% said that they're very satisfied, and there was 10% said somewhat satisfied. So, but nobody else had any neutral or upset or dissatisfied. So it seems like people are pretty good about that. We have comment, it's so nice not to have to test anymore. I agree totally. Very, very much so. So next question, what's the most important factor when choosing your cruise? 54% said price, 19% said destination, 1% said length of cruise, 13% said onboard amenities, and 1% said safety protocols. Now, you were allowed to pick more than one. Tony Diaz, he's like, I wish I could pick more than one. I was like, you can. That's okay. I did pick more than one. I actually said price and onboard amenities because I mentioned this earlier in the chat. I said, for me, it's really important to know that the kids are going to be entertained while on the ship because nobody wants to deal with cranky kids because it's vacation. Sure. I want to have fun. I want them to have fun. So onboard amenities are important to me for that reason. But if it's just me and you, they're less important. But price, I think, is everybody's key there. Now, we paid a little bit more for, like, example, Celebration, which was the top one of my very favorite things of 2023. But we got what we paid for. So sometimes, even though price is important, sometimes I'm willing to pay a little bit extra to get a little bit more.
Right.
So that was wonderful. So what is your level of satisfaction with onboard entertainment in 2023? Most people said most of it was good. I have a favorite. That was 58%. 33% said they loved it all. And then we had meh. I guess it was all right with 1%. We also had a couple of down here, Miss Shana added. Most of it was really good, but there were a couple of misses, and I would absolutely agree. So I thought that most of it was good, but there was a couple misses.
Cats.
Mary Ellen Dillon said, yeah, cats is a miss. Mary Ellen, yes, Carnival Celebration. I agree with you. Yeah, it was some awesome stuff. Next one, what's your preference for themed cruises or group cruises?
Definitely prefer a group cruise.
Most people said
definitely
no preference, right? A couple people said they highly prefer group cruises, and then tied with no preference was I like a good group cruise once in a while. That was actually my vote. As much as I absolutely love group cruises and I love being a part of them or organizing them, I also sometimes just like to cruise and, not have that extra, but both. So, all right. Overall satisfaction of cruising in 2023, guys, what do you think? Overall satisfaction, 81% of you said they were extremely satisfied. 18% said moderately satisfied. And 1% said moderately dissatisfied. So No comment on the dissatisfied one, so don't know why, but it has been a great year. Mary Ellen Dillon said, and she's ready to get 2024 started. And 2023 cruising brought us new friends, so extremely satisfying. Based on just on cruises, better than moderately satisfied, but maybe not extremely. Okay. And then the best cruise line for family travel in 2023, with 56% saying Royal Caribbean or Carnival Cruise Line. That was my typo.
We may have
So
screwed that one up.
we're just gonna count them both. Yeah. So I
hashtag non-denominational.
I'll
cruisers.
tell you what though, only 12% said Disney, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you where Disney's missing. Disney is an experience, and Disney is unmatched, right? Disney has that it factor, but their price tag for what you can get on a cruise, especially sailing with a family, you can get on Royal Caribbean, you can get on Carnival, and not have to pay that Disney price tag. You're missing the Disney elements, but I think if you're cruising for a family-friendly travel, that's where they miss the mark. So, guys, this was a lot of fun. One more. What is your willingness to cruise again in 2024?
I think we know the answer. I think we know the answer to that.
Said 73% said already booked. There was 1% that said it's a definite no. So I don't know if you.
Well, you know what? If you click on some of those, there's some mistakes in the Facebook algorithm. I think Facebook math is a little different than.
You think so?
It's like Common Core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
everybody wants to.
The other one that we asked too was, "What's your preferred cruise length?" And 54% said 8 to 14 days, and then 45% said 4 to 7 days. So it's kind of tied, kind of in the middle. But I was surprised that so many people said 8 to 14 days.
Sharon C says, "It factor. If by it you mean no casino, then yes, Disney has it."
That's true. That's true.
No, you know what? It's funny. We talked about it before. We started to say, what was your favorite cruise of 2023? And we totally copped out on it. And we said, we talked about Royal, we talked about NCL, we talked about Carnival, and, everybody I'm sure tuned in for the what's the favorite line. And we gave a total cop out answer. And, Royal works for us right now because of what it is and what they offer and the ages of our kids.
But we love the other two lines as well.
I am certain
I'm not
as I get older,
can't do it.
As I get older, you're going to hear me say, I won't touch anything but Holland America. Because I like shuffleboard and sitting in a lounge chair with a blanket.
Hey, our kids love shuffleboard too. I love shuffleboard. I'm pretty darn good at shuffleboard. So if you're on a cruise with me and you want to play shuffleboard, I got you.
But 2024, so this is our last show of 2023.
It is. Guys, we won't be here next week.
Yeah, Julie will be recovering next week. And then the following week, sorry guys, it's Christmas Eve. Things are going to be a little busy here, so there will not be a live show.
We do the big Italian Christmas Eve too with 7 fish, and we actually make it way more than 7 fish. And family gets together, and Christmas Eve is just as much a holiday as Christmas Day with us. So we'll definitely be celebrating.
And then the following week is New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
So
New Year's Eve is going to be
kind of in a little bit of a disagreement here as to whether or not we go live on New Year's Eve or not. So we will leave you with a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and possibly stay tuned for possible live stream on New Year's Eve if I can talk Julie into it. But otherwise, we will see you in 2024. So in the meantime, send us an email, get booked on one of our group cruises, because we really miss all of you and we want to see you all again very soon. And we wish you all the best.
And I just want to say too, guys, to wrap up 2023, thank you to each and every one of you. We absolutely love you all. We love this community. We love what we've grown in the last 2 years, 2.5 years. And we can't wait to see what 2024 brings us.
And we just hope it brings us more time with all of you.
All righty.
So that said, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Tip Top Tep, whatever. What are the other holidays? I refuse to say that phrase. So we will say,
see you on the seas.